It's your boy Hondo here. I'm in the crib just cooling out. I thought I'd, get on here and just talk some real shit. To see if it's man or zone based on where the corners go. Over here watching this football game and all that. But yo, the whole situation with the Big and the Diddy situation, it's like you gotta look at it, man. Before Biggie died, he basically made an album called Life After Death. Life After Death, I thought it was all entertainment. But being that he passed and shit, they every March 9th they have like a little, something for him, a little special for him. Little Caesars on one of them. And when Little Caesar got on the joint, he was basically, basically open for any question they would ask him. So they like, yo, tell us something about Big that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you know that song, Somebody Got to Die? And at first, you know what I'm saying, when he said that, I was just like, what is he going to say? Because I thought that song was fiction. I didn't think it was a real song, like a real, actual, something that Big did. See, he said, yo, that was true. So I looked at that, I put that to the side. I couldn't believe it, though. It was just unbelievable, but I wouldn't put it past. He's not going to say something like that that's not true. That's one thing I give C's. So I pushed that to the side. Fat Joe was up on, I think this is 50 if I'm correct. They asked that man the same question. In the process of them asking him that question, Fat Joe sat up. He said, cool. I'll tell you something about Big that y'all don't know. He said, you know that song Story to Tell? Now, mind you, Buck Wild is signed to a group called DITC. He make beats over there, along with Premier and Showbiz, the whole 9 yards. Fat Joe said out his own mouth that song was real. Then the basketball player that Big was talking about was Anthony Mason, which was fucking unbelievable. And in the process of that, I looked at other things on the album that nobody spoke about. I felt like it was like a will, like he was trying to tell us something. You know who killed them, filled them with they Lugas or they Rugas or they Desert. Dying ain't the shit, but it's pleasant. To Tiana, my daughter, if it was up to me, you would be with me. Certain shit he was saying on there was just like, you had to really listen to it deep. He did a song called Going Back to Cali, which was supposed to be an ode to Cali. In the beginning of the song, there's a phone call to Big while he's asleep, saying that they got a flight at such and such time, and it's going to be at the LAX. Back in the days, I didn't know what the fuck LAX meant. That's the airport or whatever. And Biggie basically set that man up by doing that, because why would that be fake? After everything else he spit about on that album was real. He did Kick in the Door. He came out like fucking 7 MCs on that shit. He came at Jay with the Damager. Premier had to stop the session. This is what Premier was saying about that session. That was like a story of Premier's that he just threw out there because he was there. It was his session with Big Session. That's his beat. Biggie was the rapper. There you have it. So everything on the album is basically real. Why would that interlude be fake? Diddy was the dude that got him out there, for people that don't know. That alone. Then you got the Eugene Dill dude on MREC TV just giving us everything. And I soak up a lot of shit he's saying because I'm already ahead of the game with what happened. Basically, Mace wrote a book, and the book said that Biggie found them or whatever. Now, Biggie didn't find them actually. Cool to Love, a dude named Cool to Love, got Mace dressed and ready or whatever the case may be, told him he could get him to meet Big, and that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? The nigga got him dressed. They went to the state building. The Biggie pulled up in the Suburban, and there goes history. Biggie just recruited him. You know what I mean? And in the process of that, Mace found Cam, or had Cam in his corner. Cam was going through some issues in the street. School wasn't going good for him. He needed an outlet. He goes to Mace. Mace, tells him he could introduce him to Big and see what happened. And Mace knew what he was doing. Because Mace like, my man nicer than me, or my man is just as nice. And Biggie signed me. So I know my man gonna get this deal. Like, that's the whole reason why Mace did that. Mace must have told his story the way he told it. Like, nah, Big is a cool nigga. He had to say that about Big. So for Cam to feel comfortable to want to even rhyme in front of him, even if Biggie was who he was at that time. Because sometimes, it could be a tricky business. Dudes look at you crazy. Cam a Harlem dude. So, he goes in the bedroom where Biggie is laid up because C's crashed the car and rhyme in front of him. And it was bitches there. This is something Cam said out of his mouth. It was two bitches in the bed. Like, Biggie leg is fucked up with the big jaw Branson sitting next to him, like, listening to Cam rhyme. And he told Cam he's going to sign him. He signed him to Undius Records, which was his label at the time. It was going to be him and Undius. They was partners. Now, my whole thing was, when Eugene Dill broke down his thesis of what happened, I put two and two together. Lil C's already broke down the fact that it was two separate cars out there. Biggie had the car with all of them in it, and Diddy had his own separate car. Now, if it's 5 or 6 niggas in the car, how do you know to go to the passenger and shoot at Big's side? How would you even know Big was in it? Okay, you can see him through the window. Okay, cool. But it's a hit. The only window they was supposed to hit or whatever was Big's. And he did that shit effortlessly. Because of his size, everything in that form of fashion. When you go more deeper into it, you know what I'm saying? Diddy couldn't even stomach the fact that Biggie was dead. Because he went to the hospital 10 minutes after the man was there and leave. 10 minutes? They had to wait for Biggie Smalls to come out there to identify the body. This is what C said in the DVD a long time ago. Then when you look at, the fact that Biggie got killed, it wasn't the killer. It was more so the person that got him out there. In the movie, which Diddy jumped out the window. I don't know if people seen it. It's on YouTube. He's in a robe saying that he didn't have no parts of telling Big to go to LA. They were supposed to go to London. This is what Diddy was saying, which is all bullshit. Because D. Dot blew him up. And I'm going to tell you that in a second. But in the movie, Biggie Moms got on the phone because he was real remorseful. Why would the man be remorseful calling everybody? Because he probably felt like it was going to be his last time. Am I correct? He was calling everybody. Ken was like, yeah, the last time I talked to him sounded like the time I first met him. Even his baby mom said that. Faith said that. So he was, he was feeling it. He didn't want to be out there. You know what I mean? But he felt like it was a lot of things he had to accomplish out there to get this music the way it needed to be. Does that sound more like Diddy or more like him? It sound more like Diddy. But Diddy blew that up out of everything in the movie. Because that's something I didn't think people was going to catch on to. It's Biggie's mom's version of what she remember of her son. So she threw that out there, and the process of her throwing that out there was for people to catch on. My son didn't want to go out there. Somebody made him go out there. That's what she's saying. So Diddy stepped forward because he knew that would make him look bad. You understand? But didn't know, going back to Cali fucked him up worse than anything. Why would that be fake on an album? You understand? So you have to look at all of these elements. Even what the dude Eugene Dill is talking about. I think all of that shit is so accurate. Because if you was going to kill Big, because mind you, at the end of the day, all those artists, he did 112 record. He did Faith first record. He did Mace. No, he didn't do Mace first record. He did songs with Mace. But he took the Locks to the radio. Fresh off the, like soon as they got signed, nigga, they didn't even drop no album. They was in the fucking studio with Big in 1987 taking over the radio station. So Biggie was a consumer. He loved music. They made him sharper. He wanted the team at the time. He got a great team. He had Jay under him. All these people that I'm talking about are still relevant to this day as well. If Biggie was having a label, think about it, y'all. Biggie was about to leave Bad Boy to create a label because being that he did hardcore, he did Little Kim's whole album, the Queen Bee song, that's all him. He wrote that whole shit. Like, they got the audio to it on YouTube with him rapping on it. And I'm talking about her whole verse. He's rapping her whole verse. He's orchestrating it and everything. He's doing the yo. That dude was amazing, and he wrote from a female's perspective, or he, you know, created the rhymes in his head from a female's perspective. That's kind of over the deep end. So having a label was nothing to him. If he can do shit like that and help her go platinum, he could do that for a whole lot of artists. So that's his aim, and that was, I'm pretty sure other people was getting in his ear. That was an endorsement within itself, like him, you know, doing what Diddy's doing at the time Diddy's doing it, and become an entrepreneur of artists that he's pulling in. Because all the artists, he took pictures with Nas, he took pictures with Big L. I mean, he was on these avenues. He was in Harlem, he was in the Bronx, he was all over.